BAIAE is now largely under the sea. Once, it was one of the most luxurious and fashionable resort areas in the Roman Empire. Prominent members of the Roman aristocracy, such as Julius Caesar and Nero, had villas built there. Some of the most notable events in Roman history occurred in BAIAE. Nero murdered his mother, and Hadrian died there in 138 AD. And then Gauss built his famous bridge of boats. It is said that Cleopatra was staying in BAIAE at the time of Julius Caesar's death in 44 BC. It was BAIAE's mild climate, attractive surroundings, and medicinal springs that attracted some of the most important names of Roman society. Today, little remains of the thermal establishments, terraces, promenades, and gardens. What does remain can be seen at the archaeological park of BAIAE. In order to better understand the history of this ancient city, I went diving at the archaeological park underwater. BAIAE lies submerged in just a few feet of water, with all streets, imperial luxury villas, and statues. Due to high amounts of volcanic activities around BAIAE, over a course of 2,000 years, the ground level has kept rising and falling, which ultimately led to BAIAE and its port to collapse into the ocean. The underwater environment takes us back into the past, allowing us to view the reconstruction of the marble statues, the main street, River Lane, and the surrounding thermal bath complex. The first recovery of archaeological finds related to BAIAE took place in the 1920s, during the construction works pertaining to the widening of the docks of Port Venero. Sculptures, architectural elements, and water systems with imperial insignias came to light. One of BAIAE's greater discoveries was a nymphium found in one of the sunken buildings. It belonged to Claudius, a Roman emperor from 41 to 54 AD. The first Roman emperor to be born outside of Italy. Because he was afflicted with a limp and slight deafness due to sickness at a young age, his family ostracized him and excluded him from public office until his consulship. The first underwater survey of BAIAE did not take place until the 1960s. The surveys conducted between 1959 and 1960 contributed to the first map of the sunken city. Interesting were also finds in the vicinity at a depth of approximately 6 meters, a paved road flanked with buildings and statues continuing towards the sea. Remains of other BAIAE structures reaching out into the sea by means of cemented jetties, now known to have belonged to the Marine Quarter. The program of surveying the area was unfortunately soon interrupted due to a lack of funds. Roman engineers built a complex system of chambers that channeled heat beneath the land surface into bathing facilities that acted as saunas. I've never been in a sauna before, but I imagine they're hot. These baths were also used to heal various illnesses. When I was young, I was allergic to corn. Maybe I should have went to a sauna. One of the bathing complexes on the hillside included the Temple of Echo. You know why it was named that way? Because it was named for the way sound echoed around the dome, which at the time was about 71 feet in diameter, and that was the largest dome in the world until the construction of Pantheon in Rome in 128 AD. BAIAE was a gateway into drugs and alcohol and sex and gambling. It was like Las Vegas, but not so many lights. BAIAE was for the elite. It had large swimming pools, and the casinos, they had big domes, and many elaborate villas were built here, including for Julius Caesar and Nero. It must be hard being a Caesar, all those people watching you. Shoot, I bet they didn't have Dr. Pepper back then. Of the 5 statues, the most beautiful and least damaged is of Dionysus when he was young. Another has been identified as being Antonia Romana, the mother of Tiberius Caesar Augustus. Indeed, it appeared to be a gallery of sorts within the imperial residence depicting the Claudian dynasty. This, combined with the architecture of the room and the presence of the plumbing to control the flow of water, allow the rooms to be identified as luxurious nymphium. There is also a permanent exhibition of this place in the Pinsu Tower of the Aragonese Castle. The villa has a series of rooms with a central atrium to provide them with light. Within these rooms, there are some wonderful mosaics, particularly that to the northeastern, which is a combination of black and white marble tiles laid on the most distinct pattern. To the south of this atrium, a vast room opens up with an apse of which the semicircle remains. The span a width of 10.5 meters. This was probably unrelated to the initial plan, but is richly decorated in large marble slabs